Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with game 2 in the series between Jason and Daniel. We have Jason on my left side playing Bahamut, while on my right side we have Daniel playing Reflect Refrain, however substituting into Blazer itself. Now Bahamut is a very early game strategy, using Bahamut's early J activation cost and flip over attacking directly for a ton of damage, because in the early game there isn't a lot of way to deal with a J rule in the early game, because outer will and so on requires 2 costs and so on, and not only that, you steal 200 shots, so it requires at least 3 magic stone to 4 magic stone to get rid of Bahamut. But with Blazer in play, played by Daniel, which will allow him to destroy the Bahamut right away if necessary. And I'm pretty sure Jason noticed that, okay, Blazer's in play, I can't really freely J activate if I want to, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna play the old school style, rush you down with Resonator and do a lot of damage, which he does do, which does put him down to 3,200 life point compared to Jason's 4,000. So however, in comes the Cuckoo Living Flame combination with the Rook Egg, which allows him to filter for any cards, or not filters, tutor for any cards, should I say. Now however, Daniel has to play very defensively now, because if he doesn't want to get caught on to, like, you know, getting attacked, burned and so on, he has to be very cautiously and not do the same mistake in game 1. Now for those that haven't seen game 1, I recommend you guys watch game 1 and see what happened. He does search for the last slot after his hand for his 4-out play next turn. Let's see what can Daniel gonna do from this situation now. He most likely will attack into Kukulu. Yes, he does attack into Kukulu, so not allowing Jason to have any Resonate on the board for him to J activate. Yes, he does have Blazer on board, but however, if Jason could be playing very aggressively, no Death Side in play, I'm gonna do as much damage as I can and put you down within range for burn spell, because obviously with Leviathan and Bahamut can easily do 1.2k damage, and he's already down to 3.2k life point now. So triple thunder, couple split heaven earth, couple Perify fire will finish the game off easily. But however, he does go against it and drop the Lancelot attacking directly for 600. Now the downside and the upside of using Blazer, the upside is that you're able to focus on distracting or intimidate your opponent not to J activate. The downside is that without Reflect Refrain, you can't easily drop your Resonator to attack into it and pump it and get away with it. In comes the Lancelot, doing a Lancelot trade. If Daniel had his Reflect Refrain off, his Lancelot will be surviving, but however, he actually substituted out for Blazer for this matchup. Currently, life point wise, 4,000 life point compared to 2,600 life point. 3 matches don't open. Looks like Jason is not going to J activate anytime soon, so let's see what he can do. Dropping the Guinevere and dropping Robe the Fire Rat, so not allowing Daniel to do any big push, because obviously to do a big push you need your red resonators, with a Rebel Fire Rat was stopping him in his track. However, if he actually main board Dream of Juliet, which he did in actually sided in top 8, which will allow him to get rid of the Rebel Fire Rat to push for a lot of damage. But however, in order to do that, he needs Moonshade in play. Without Moonshade, he can't produce white to activate the Dream of Juliet. Let's see. In comes the chest cap, which does allow him to draw 2 new cards and put back one on top. Without Reflect Refrain, you can't actually you have to dead draw into that one card you don't want to do, but it doesn't matter too much. However, another Rebel Fire Rat does come in, slowing down Jason down with his Lancelot or whatever he has in hand for swiftness. So meaning that if I can't attack you with my own resonators, like such as Lancelot and so on, so can't you. And not only that, I can burn the field to kill any like weenie and so on to prevent you doing any damage, and put myself within range from burn spell. We're already almost at the 4 minute and 30 second now. Let's see what can Jason do. Jason does have a Guinevere on the field, which will allow him to draw more cards so he can dig into his burn spell a bit faster, such as Thunder, Purifying Fire, which he did play in game 1. And not only that, he can also draw into his sideboard a lot quicker than usual. Let's see what can Jason do now. With 3 matches to open, he might able to drop like a couple of cards on the field or a couple of burn spells, but again, it depends what does Jason has in hand. But looks like Daniel is playing very defensively with the chest cap for blocking, Rebel the Fire Rat from preventing any red resonator doing anything, and not in that, though, to defend his defend any weenies. In comes another Magic Stone to play. 4 Magic Stone compared to 3 Magic Stone. So let's see what can you do with those 4 magic stones. Paying 2 resource, dropping Hector. Whoa, surprisingly dropping Hector. Hector is usually combos with Lancelot. Hector able to come in to play for free, well not for free, pay 1 less red resource to play, which does allow you to, if you control Lancelot, which allows you to do that. But however, since he doesn't control Lancelot, he has to pay the full cost. I'm assuming he just put the Hector on the field just for a sack fodder for Guinevere. Guinevere does require to sacrifice a Resonate on the field, on your side field that is, to draw 2 new cards and discarding 1. And putting Leviathan on the field seems kind of pointless. Perhaps he's just doing for the follow-up play because he said, you know what, if you don't do anything soon, I'm going to tap my Leviathan, Jade Judgment, and do 600 point damage to a single Resonator with sacrificing Hector. Or he can sacrifice Hector with Guinevere's effect. In comes another Resonator, which is a 6/6 Resonator on the field. I can't remember the top of my head again. Sorry again, guys. In comes the Necromancy. So now he's like, you know what? Now your Bahamut's out of range from burning me unless you really want to tap twice for Leviathan to do 800 point damage. Back to Jason's turn now. Life point wise still remain the same, 4,000 life point compared to 2,600 life point. Let's see. He is gonna tap Guinevere to sacrifice his Hector, which will allow him to draw 2 new cards and discarding 1. So what he needs at the moment is some kind of burn spell or something to get rid of his opponent's life. Because with 3 Magic Stone open, it can easily do 900 point of damage with 1 single Split Heaven nerf. The more Magic Stone that Daniel taps, the more damage it will do with the Split Heaven nerf, which might cost him the game. So now Daniel has to be very cautious to see what he does use his Magic Stone for, because if he taps too much, more burn damage from Split Heaven nerf, but he doesn't tap too much, he can't do as much play as he wants to. So let's see. Jason's gonna discard, I can't see, discarding a Thunder instant interestingly, because Thunder is one of your like, not win condition, but one of your burn damage card that you want to use against your opponent, because a single Thunder can finish the game off. So let's see, and he does have Leviathan on the field, but however with the I can't remember his name, I really literally cannot remember that Resonator's name, the blue red one played by Daniel. What it does is that you can remove a counter on the field, aka on his bow. Remove a counter on the field, he can gain target attack, swiftness, or flying. So pretty much even Bahamut does get swiftness and flying. The Resonator can block because as long as that bow has counter for the cost to remove, it will defend his life point. In comes the Rukek being sacrificed by Guinevere, which allows him to search for 1 card. He does search for another Guinevere, so maybe for the follow-up play, just in case Daniel attacks into his Guinevere. And not only that, which will allow him to draw 2 more cards and discarding 1, so he's drawing to his burn spell a bit quicker and faster. And let's see what this card. He discarded Thunder before, so I'm assuming he might have something is better than burn spell now. Perhaps like a Lancelot or something, but Lancelot will be nullified with the Rebel Fire on the field. So let's see. But if he does play a Lancelot on the field, he can J-activate, doing 800 point damage directly to that Resonator, and not only that, attack directly for 12. So that which will put Daniel in the predicament he doesn't want to be in. Discarding another Thunder. Interestingly, usually I think if I look at this correctly, I think he would have got, no, he wouldn't have game. My bad, guys. Wait, take a look. No, he wouldn't have game. He does use Split Heaven nerf, which will take 900 life point directly to his opponent, which does put him down to 1,700 life point compared to 4,000 life. Paying 1 red, dropping a Guinevere on the field for more draw power, and with Rukey on the field, more combination to play with. We're already at the 9-minute and 20-second mark now almost. Life point wise, 1,700 life point compared to 4,000 life point. A huge difference there. So a couple more burn spell played by Jason will finish the game off. So I'm quite surprised that he discarded Thunder, because Thunder can easily do 1,000 point damage directly, which will put put Daniel down to 700 life. But maybe perhaps you're thinking that, you know what, I can draw into my spare burn spell like Split Heaven nerf, which can finish the game off really easily, or Purifying Fire is better than Thunder perhaps. Maybe that's his mind process, but let's see how it goes. However, Jason is down to 1 card in his hand, so pretty much if his opponent able to nuke the field or something like that online, which I doubt, he can able to nuke the field, which will actually force him to be in the predicament he doesn't want to be in, because without his Bahamut able to do any powerful play and so on, it will like be very difficult for him to do. And he does pass turn, not tapping on Magic Stone because he knows that any more Split Heaven Earth or any more burn spell will cost him the game, so rather not tap anymore. But if I was Daniel, I would have tapped for another Magic Stone because you're already within range from 2 Split Heaven Earth, so might as well tap for another one. But that would be me. I could be like a terrible person, a terrible player, doing a little misplay like that, but that will be me because obviously more Magic Stone, more plays for the follow play because you will survive one Split Heaven Earth, but you won't survive the second one. But perhaps maybe he's predicting a Thunder, but however he should have known that his Jason discard 2 Thunder, so the less likely will draw another Thunder. But he did use Guinevere and Rook combination to thin his deck out and draw 2 more cards. And he discard Lancelot, one of his aggressive card. In comes the effect of Rev the Fire Rat and so on. I'm surprised he actually discard the Lancelot because if I were him, I would kept the Lancelot. That will be me because the fact that then again, I could be wrong because Daniel does have Magic Stone open, so he might have an Outer World or something like that online to instantly kill Bahamut. In comes the Rook Egg and sacrificing it with the Guinevere's effect, which allows him to search for another Rook Egg to keep the flow going and deck thinning at the same time. Looks like he's just deck thinning for a lot more burn spell than usual. Drawing 2 and discarding 1. I do see a Rubber Fire Rat, I believe, before when he drew. Yep, he does discard the Rubber Fire Rat. He said, you know what, I don't need any more Rubber Fire Rat because I'm gonna burn you for a game because even if I can't use my Bahamut, I can still burn you for a game and I already did enough damage in the early game with my Resonators. Tapping for another Magic Stone with 5 Magic Stone open, he can randomly play a lot of burn spell if he really wants to, like split, Purify Fire and so on. In comes Split Heaven Earth, which does do 900 point damage, and paying 2 more, a second Split Heaven Earth, and that will be the game. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for Game 3.